So in this video, I'm sharing how to fix a one-sided relationship, or in other words, codependency in a relationship, because they're the same thing. But first, if you're new, my name's Michelle Ferris. I'm a psychotherapist, and I love helping people create relationships that work. So what is a one-sided relationship? It's basically as it sounds. It's one person doing all the giving, putting forth all the effort, and the other person, they're used to taking. They're not used to thinking of the other person. Because once this dynamic gets set up, it's really hard to break. But in this video, you're gonna learn my 7-step process for how to fix a one-sided relationship. So the first thing you have to do to fix a one-sided relationship is do less in the relationship. Because in one-sided or codependent relationships, you're putting your heart and soul into that relationship and the other person isn't. And it's really painful after a while. So in order to fix a one-sided relationship, you have to do less in the relationship because that's going to give you really valuable information. So the first thing I want you to do is I want you to make a list of all the things you do for that other person. This may surprise you how much effort you're actually doing and what you may or may not be getting back. And then what I want you to do is pick certain things that you're not going to do anymore for them. Because we need to stop this pattern of overgiving for us to fix this kind of relationship. Because here's the thing, when you start to do less, 2 things are going to happen. One, they're either going to step up and do a little bit more, which might surprise you, or they're going to do nothing different and they're going to keep taking and they're not going to participate or do anything different. Both of those are going to give you really important information, but I'm going to get to that a little bit later in the video. Now, if you've ever been in a one-sided relationship, say me too in the comments because I'm right there with you, but this video is going to help. So the next step I want you to do to fix a one-sided relationship is don't reach out right away. If you're in a one-sided relationship, you're probably doing most of the calling and most of the texting, and you're waiting by your phone. You might even feel panicked that they're not responding right away. But in a one-sided relationship, the other person doesn't respond until they feel like it. And often that time waiting can feel excruciating. So what I want you to do is, here's your rule of thumb. When you text them, don't text them until you get a reply. And in the meantime, you're gonna have to find some way to distract yourself. So what I want you to do is find a new activity. Find something you can sink your teeth into that's healthy, that's gonna help you not reach out to them. Because part of what we wanna do is we wanna see how much they're going to contact you. Because the other thing that happens in one-sided or codependent relationships is that we overgive. So sometimes when we overgive, we don't give the other person a chance to reciprocate. And that's what I want you to notice. In the waiting time, you're gonna see whether or not they're gonna actually reach back out to you and when. Because if they reach back out to you, but it's only because they need something, that too is important information for you. If they reach out and they ask how you are, great, that may be an opening. But part of what we need to do is we need to stop this pattern of overgiving. And one way to do that is to not repeatedly text or call them. We have to wait to see if they respond first. The next way you can fix a one-sided relationship is you need to identify how you're contributing to it. Like I talked about just now, if you're overgiving, that may be contributing to this one-sided relationship dynamic, and I don't want that for you. So I want you to notice, without beating yourself up, like where are those areas where you are contributing to this relationship being one-sided? So for instance, if this other person asks how you're doing and you just say fine, but you don't give them any other information because you assume they're not interested, they will assume you're fine. And the problem is that you don't take your turn. So in one-sided relationships, we have to learn to take our turn because that's gonna start changing that one-sided relationship dynamic. You may also think that it's not okay to say how you're doing. It may feel uncomfortable or selfish, but that's the pattern you need to break because it's okay for you to take your turn. And that honestly is gonna help you fix your one-sided relationship. The next thing I want you to do to fix your one-sided relationship is start asking for what you want in the relationship. This could be little things like, I'd like to go to this place for dinner instead of the place we always go to that you want. I want you to find little ways to start inserting your own opinions and your own needs in the relationship. And start small, because if you're in a one-sided relationship, this dynamic has probably been set for a long time. So one way to change it is to start inserting your own opinion and your own needs. And one way to do this is to be specific. Think of those little things that you want them to do, but you're afraid to ask for. Baby steps count here. Don't start with something big and scary. But asking for what you need in your relationship is going to start to show you if the other person can show up and handle that. Or if they ignore it, or if they gaslight you, then you know that this relationship is likely not going to change. And that's really important information for you. So another way to fix a one-sided relationship is to not do more than they're doing. And this might feel a little bit like you're keeping score, but you actually are. And this is a good thing because you want to notice how much they're doing versus how much you're doing. And if they're not going to do something for you, play around with the idea that you don't have to do it for them. We're not doing this to be punitive or to be mean. We're doing it to see if we can start to create a healthy balance, because that's what a one-sided relationship really needs. So another way to fix a one-sided relationship is find other sources for your happiness. Because when there's codependency in relationships, you often put all of your emotional eggs in their basket, and it doesn't work. It actually creates a lot of anxiety and pain for you because your happiness is based on one person, and that's not fair to them or you. So I want you to find other sources of happiness. So write a list. What are some things that would make you happy that have nothing to do with the relationship? Because that's going to make you feel more empowered in that relationship versus dependent, because we want to change that unhealthy one-sided dependency. Now, the last step, which is super important, is once you gather all your data and see how they're responding to what you're doing, you have to figure out your boundaries. So for instance, say you did all these steps and they have done nothing different. They are still totally a taker. That means you have to decide what you're going to do next. What boundaries are you going to need to either leave the relationship, distance yourself in the relationship, or figure something else out so that you can take care of yourself? Because you don't have to keep doing the same thing expecting different results. That's the definition of insanity in 12-step programs, and I don't want that for you. So if you realize that this other person cannot give any more than they're giving, what do you want to do to take care of yourself? Do you really want to keep giving at the same level you're giving? Because if not, far out. I want to celebrate that for you, because that is going to be how you fix yourself in a one-sided relationship. Now, the next thing I want you to do is go watch my on setting boundaries, because that's your next step. Thanks so much.